Sorry, we're not going to have a show today because Ryan and Wayne are just going to keep chatting. So hold on.
We're chatting about how to improve the town. That's what we do.
That's right.
Come on. We're not hiding anything. There's no secrets here.
Oh, there are.
No secrets
You
here.
just don't think I know them. I mean,
Just having a discussion, a topic.
All right. Good morning. And as advertised, we have Ryan Aubin and Phil Michelle.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hey,
Ryan,
good.
Phil?
So-
Yeah.
From Griswold Youth and Family Services. And Wayne.
Da-da-da.
Da-da. Doo-doo-doo.
Shut this off.
So anyway, we're going to talk about a lot of the, hopefully the programs, new and old, that are coming up through the rec center.
Yeah.
This coming year, or the rest of it, or into next year. And Ryan's going to put on his rose-colored glasses.
I like it.
Plus, school's in session.
It's right, first day of school.
Yeah. Happy Parents' Day.
I know. First time ever my wife's home with no kids. Ever. So,
Ever? Oh, that
Wow.
wow!
Yeah.
Leaving the baby?
Yeah, she went to kindergarten
Yeah.
today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that crazy?
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yep. She was.
Where is it gone, man?
It really sucks how fast time goes.
I
It really
can't even
does.
realize that the baby's 5.
Yes. Yep. Ready to go.
Yeah.
I really did hit me like, holy crap!
Yeah.
Yep.
It was. This was her first year at summer camp, and we were like, "Wait,
Right.
she's old enough for summer camp now?" Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. She's a little less crazy than the other two.
Yeah, I'm with you. My granddaughter's going to kindergarten, and she couldn't wait to get in the car.
Nice.
Get going.
That's awesome.
So one of the things that I thought was a big success last year
Mhm.
was adult rec basketball.
Yeah.
So
This guy.
because of Phil.
Yeah.
So Phil, is that going to continue this year?
Yeah. We had a lot of fun with that program. We're looking forward to doing it again. That was a program that, when it began, Ryan was thinking, maybe 4 teams possibly. It ended up being I think it was 10 teams by the end of it.
Yeah.
And there were a few. I think that was everybody that wanted to play, basically. But obviously, more people have heard about that first year of the league. So yeah, we're looking forward to doing it again. That won't be for a while now,
Right, but it's still it's coming up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It was cool to see when something's you plan one way and then you're like, oh wow, this is such a good turnout for this. So even this year, we're thinking of making 2 leagues, a 21 to 30. Age 21 to 30, and then a 31 and up league.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 2 different divisions. But again, it's just something to talk about. That comes after the chaos we call youth basketball, which is 300 plus kids.
Yeah.
Plus the travel program. This year we actually are having 1 team per every 2 grades. So 3rd, 4th grade will have a team. 5th, 6th, and then 7th and 8th. And then it's the top 10 players. These are going to be the legit best of the best players that are going to be competing for the Connecticut Basketball Conference.
Wow.
Which is elite. I mean, these are your future Wolverines. And I'm grateful because, Allie from the middle school boys basketball team, everybody's
Andreka?
Everybody's so supportive of what we're doing or what we're trying to do. So even asking Jeff Cassidy from football, when's a good time to do this tryout so your football players aren't affected? He gave me the date.
Yeah.
Meeting with soccer, moving their schedule around that day so we can have people try out. Talking to the school for practice time, make sure we're going to have these kids, because a lot of these kids on our travel are probably going to be on the school's team too. So we want to make sure we're not conflicting. So there's really a lot that goes into logistically for scheduling. And I'm just grateful, to Steve Carino, the school, 120% support everything we do. And you see it out as quick as Steve answers the phone for me when I have a question, little things like that, it really shows through, and it's exciting. So, and then rec basketball, of course, for everybody that maybe doesn't make the team, but our internal rec program, which is very important to understand. We have one of the only girl youth basketball rec programs in this region. Most towns either jump in to like traveling league, or they have co-ed teams. Griswold has enough girls to have its own in-house league and travel teams.
Wow.
That's kind of incredible, because if you go to even
Yeah.
like Norwich doesn't even do that. Like, this is pretty cool.
Hmm.
But Griswold's a big basketball town, and we're huge support from everybody.
So let's talk about something else that could be Griswold could be a big town for, because I hear about it so much,
Mhm.
and I'm going to put it up on the screen. There it is, the Griswold Lisbon Pickleball Club.
Yeah, pickleball.
So
Good Lord.
let's talk to us about that.
All right. So I've never been so sick of a word than pickleball. So the reason, so pickleball is huge. It started in the South, Florida and up, and now Connecticut for the last probably 4 or plus years. It's the only program or sport that crosses generational like platforms. So you'll have kids, 9-year-olds doing it at summer camp, and you'll have 60-year-olds doing it outdoors and on fields, in their own. Like Lisbon has a beautiful pickleball court that was a tennis court that they converted. So knowing that magic word was coming around, we tried to set up a league, and it all started with Erica Sundstrom from our rec commission, who was part of a Lisbon league. And she's the one who kind of shared all the information with us.
Mhm.
So we're actually teaming up with Lisbon. And if you want to play, it's completely free. And you just join on the screen. There should be a link. It's called the app. Sorry, what does it say?
Team Reach.
Team Reach. Yes. Go to Team Reach, and then you enter the code that's on there. And it's that simple. You're part of it. And then what we're contributing this year is a space. We're actually going to use in the elementary school. About September, it will be just Mondays. But going after September, it will be Monday, Wednesdays. And then from when basketball starts, we may change the day depending on the league schedule. But we're going to keep it going through the winter, because the one thing we can help Lisbon and all the players do is get through winter, because they usually have to take a break for 4 months or so.
Yeah.
We can keep it running, which is pretty cool.
Because their normal facility or court is outside.
Yep, absolutely. So it's just having the buy-in from the school, just the support system there.
How many actual courts do they have in Lisbon?
I'm not sure. I
Is
think
it
there's
2?
two.
Something like that.
I think it's 2, but I could be wrong. I think it's 2 though. So, but we'll add 2 more. So, and then the only difference in our town is because we're like an official recreation department. There's a waiver you have to sign when you come in for liability, but that's it. It's completely free. It's all towns are welcome to do it. And honestly,
What if 2 courts aren't going to be enough?
Well, we're going to try it. It's kind of like how we did soft openings last year to see how things work, like adult basketball, which is supposed to be 4 teams that turned into 10. This is the same thing. We're going through a year to see what it really looks like.
Gotcha.
But without a doubt, the town needs a pickleball court. Without a doubt. And I hope in the future phases, the Board of Education, they had a plan to convert their tennis court into pickleball court. But, they also built a beautiful football field. So I can't blame them to not want to put that out now, to ask for my, I can't blame them for doing that.
Maybe that was all a money thing. They were talking about combining the tennis courts. They're talking about that. And there's talking about the concession stand needed some work. And there's talking about the baseball field needed some work. And it was like, whoa. It was starting to get way too much money.
Yeah.
So it was like, let's focus on getting, the multi-purpose field done first.
Yep.
And lo and behold, here comes the tuition students marching back, bringing money in. So that's going to have to be a conversation, maybe in the next year or 2 or 3, whenever we get ahead of some of these, whenever we get some of these bills paid off in the town and we get some revenue coming in, then we can talk about moving forward with that stuff.
What about the skate park?
Yeah. So
And
it came up at rec commission meetings many times.
knock it out and make it into pickleball courts.
Is that getting used as much anymore, the skate park?
Not as a skate park.
No.
It's
a hangout.
Yeah.
Where kids just kind of sit there and
bikes and scooters.
Yeah.
And RVs.
You can put them there.
Like RV cars, which are kind of funny to watch.
Yeah.
But nothing. Kids don't really skateboard anymore.
Yeah. Get a lot of injuries. I'm thinking.
I'm not sure. I just think the way the kids are now, it's it's a skill you learn over time with free time.
Yeah.
Kids don't have free time anymore to learn something like that.
Between Xbox games.
Right. And you
Yeah.
can jump on a scooter with a handle and then the same.
Oh, they're
feeling.
flying all over the
Yeah.
place. Oh, my
Yeah.
word.
So it's just things change over the years.
Wait till
but
they literally fly.
Yeah.
I've seen some of that down at the firehouse. They're just flying down that road, Hill Street,
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, it's
now
crazy.
they're electric. You just
Yeah.
see
Yeah,
electric
yeah.
scooters. But that's the thing. We have a rec commission that we have great members.
Well, not just me.
I
I mean,
know.
there's a lot of people.
We have one, and then you can tell how great the membership is. Like our last Snowflake meeting was awesome. Everybody's involved, and but if any changes to parks or plans would go through the recreation commission, but really you need one person to be the leader of that. I reached out to the same group that did the Wolverine, like the football field,
Mhm.
or multi-use field. And they're supposed to get back to me with costs of what to do for a pickleball court at the skate park. So it's a starting point, and the
Mhm.
good thing about a pickleball court, you're now changing the whole demographic of who's using it, right? It's not a hangout anymore. People
Yep.
who are there are using it for
Yep.
a reason. If you're in the way, they're going to tell you you're in the way, and that's kind of
Yeah.
what we need. It's like another form of supervision.
Yeah, and there's parking there too, so that's a
Yeah.
good place. There's parking there right next to it,
Yep.
so people can drive over there and see.
Excuse me.
I don't know how many courts you could put over there. Maybe you put 4 over there with the
Yeah.
land, but
I think it
it'd be
was
good.
2. If you
It was
kept
2?
the fencing
Yeah.
where it is, I think it was 2 because it's 44
Yeah.
by
So,
20.
yeah, space dimension wise, yeah. It's,
Yeah, I think there's some more land behind that, isn't there?
Where we talking about?
Behind the skateboard park.
They have the basketball court.
Not
Is there?
really.
The half court is actually used
Yeah.
more than
I
anything.
mean, there's
Yeah.
houses, but there's
Yeah.
Hill
Knock
Street,
them down. What the heck?
I
You used to live there. Just knock it
Say,
down.
Get rid of
I
it.
remember looking at your house. I don't know if it was before or after you had it when we were looking for a new youth center. We're
You're looking at that one right there.
Yeah, it was when Phil Anthony was here, and it didn't work out because at the time it was for sale.
There's
But-
no parking available over there, though.
Right? Yeah, we're gonna use the skate park,
No.
our area.
Yeah.
But,
That's it. It's an inside joke. I'll explain later.
all right.
So let's talk Snowflake Parade.
Yeah,
All right. So we've covered pickleball. Where people can go ahead.
we have one event before that though. Because Snowflake will take up a lot of time. I just want to mention the Hopeville Vampire Run, October 6th. We may or may-
Are we going chronologically? Is that what
yeah,
we're doing
Yeah.
here?
that's how I remember.
All right.
Stuff.
All right.
I'm
All
not
right.
gonna
Hold
lie.
on. Let me go. Hold on.
big stuff coming in October, so yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I can't remember anything unless it's in order.
October 27th. Is that what we're
Nope.
talking about?
That's the Vampire walkthrough. So it's October
Okay.
6th, the Vampire 5K walk, run, crawl.
All right.
Say
Well,
there's no-
I'm looking at your stuff here.
And what's the route for that?
Hopeville. So you start at the gazebo, go
Yep.
down the normal roadway
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
to the camp.
The
All right,
run-
so you're not going out in the state road. You're staying within the park then, pretty much for
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Yeah, it's a beautiful run.
All right.
All right. So hold on. Before you're done talking about it, I
No
finally
problem.
found your graphic.
All
So
right. There's a picture of you on there.
no. Oh, my God.
He does suck the energy out of you some days. I'll tell you that.
You really want to go?
I'm going to get fired. I'm going to get fired again.
I was gonna say all I got to do is be late, and I get free coffee. So I
Nice.
mean,
That works out.
or dinner. So, all right, there it is up on the screen. The Hopeville 5K Vampire Run walks Sunday, October 6th.
Mhm.
Hopeville State Park starts at race starts at 1.
One, yeah. So vampires running through the day, which is ironic.
This is good. Yeah, what's up with that?
So what's the deal with that? You going to be having people going to dress up in costumes and stuff like that?
That
Or
usually is what happens with
Yeah.
runs, but we have a person that might be doing special effects makeup on some volunteers that we have that we're hoping are going to chase after everybody in vampire makeup, from creepy to because like you mentioned before, there's many versions of vampires,
Yeah.
right? So they're not all scary. So that the idea is just like the whole historical aspect of the Ray family and the first vampires, in Jute City. We're just trying to merge that with something that's fun and successful. So
Cool.
Got it. All right, you tell me the next one. Instead of me jumping around here, I have no
Spooktopia.
idea what you want to talk about. So
I had to think about it. Spooktopia
Spooktopia, yeah.
is the 19th.
Yep. Saturday.
Sorry,
Or,
yeah.
Yeah.
We put Friday for a couple weeks.
But the date was right. It's just
The 19th is Spooktopia.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
there it is. All right.
Same day as the travel tryouts.
Who is that kid?
I don't know. He's gone. He just went to middle school this morning.
Wow.
He's first day in middle
That's
school.
Right. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. My daughter's already late. I already got the attendance notice. So-
Oh, Jesus.
I think she brought him around.
Okay.
we're like,
Gotcha.
I'm hoping.
Well,
I
she's
don't
big
know.
sister now,
Big
so.
yeah. She's taking care of him.
What grade is she in now?
She's 7th. Yeah, she's looking at tech schools and all that.
Stop.
It's
Mm.
so
Yeah.
quick.
All right, so talk about Spooktopia.
You want?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spooktopia is one of like since I've been working with the department, one
It's
of
been a
the
staple
biggest-
event,
Exactly.
every
Yeah.
year.
In fact, there was a time when there were even more topias than there are currently, and it's one of the surviving topias, in part because of how big it's been. But we kind of think of it as twofold. On one level, it is an event, of course, where if you're a family, if you're looking to do some trick or treating or a variant of that trunk or treating, you can go, you can dress up, you can wear a costume, you get to walk around and look at very enthusiastically decorated
Mhm.
trunks of cars and floats and things like that, and get candy, which is always great. The only thing that we ask is that if you are coming and going through the trunk or treat line, that you bring a party-sized bag of candy. It just helps that we have even more candy for everybody, basically.
Yep.
But then on the other side of that, of course, is that there's the actual trunkers. And so what's exciting then is that it's a true community event in the sense that it's an event for the community, but it's an event by the community in the sense too.
Yeah.
We can't do trunk or treating without trunks. And
Right.
I don't know how many cars Ryan has, but I have one, so I can't I can't provide that many trunks. So it's just people from the community who each year are like, yeah, let's do it, and they want to sign up, and they they decorate their cars, and yeah. So again, it's kind of a two-part event in that sense. There's the trunk part if you want to participate in that sense, and then there's also the I get to walk through the line and get candy
Yeah.
with my kids. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
You have kids? Wow.
Well, yeah, not me.
When did this happen?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking, oh my God, your kids are
Congratulations.
older now.
That's right.
You've birthed children. I mean,
Yeah, he's-
I personally birthed them.
He's got a lot of adopted kids, I guess
That's
you could
right.
say.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Dude, these kids love Phil.
Phil?
Yeah. Like
So I was amazed. First time I got involved was last year, and I couldn't believe the amount of people that
Mm.
showed up.
Yeah.
And you had a lot of support. You had the fire department there.
Yeah.
You had both the Republican town and the Democrat town committees there, and you had a bunch of other, organizations there supporting all that stuff. It was unbelievable.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe the line. It was going all the way out towards the skate park.
yeah.
That's where the line was.
Yeah.
And again, it's a community event, like you said, we couldn't do it without people from the fire department, or these institutions within town that want to go and participate and
Yeah.
support and add to it. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and All the Right Moves is going to come back to do
Yep.
the dance in front of the youth center, and they're really talented kids. And then we'll have Ty Mackins. I forgot the name of the company, but he does
really too loud sound or something. Or what's his name?
Piercing.
this piercing
Sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do like a dancing area,
Piercing audio or piercing sound?
I think it's piercing sound.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're probably right. You're
all the
probably
lights and
right.
the craziness.
Yeah.
And then all the trunkers, of course. We have a couple food trucks. So Spooktopia is a staple.
Yeah.
That kid's he's really kind of his whole system is really kind of evolved.
Yeah, he's been doing.
Yeah,
and
actually.
I forget how old is he now? You think?
7.
7 years old. But he's been doing it for a while now, and every time I see him, he has more and more stuff.
Probably about 8 years at least. I would
Yeah.
think,
He's a good guy, and that's
Yeah.
the thing. Try to
Yeah,
help those. Doing it right, entrepreneurial, doing his own thing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
doing very, very well.
Yeah.
It's good to see.
Yep.
It's good to see.
But,
I have a couple of speakers you can buy if you want. 'Cause-
oh, nice. Ty, give him a call.
Give me a call.
Yeah, so that's Spooktopia. Again, if you want to be a trunker, go to griswoldrec.org. Sign up. It's free. And again, when you run out of candy, because you will run out
Yep.
of candy, without a doubt, you will run out of candy. Probably in 10 minutes. We will have more candy for you. So we keep it going, but we count on the people attending to do that. So everybody's helping everybody, which is
Do you ever think about reaching out to one of the candy companies and ask them to donate some candy?
Yeah, I don't know if there's any local places.
It has to be local. I mean, there are. There's a chocolate festival somewhere in the Midwest.
Yeah,
and Hershey's got wind of it.
Sure.
And sent up 10,000 bars of Hershey's chocolate.
Wow. Well,
so I didn't know if there was like some
shot.
You know what I mean?
I
some
might reach out to them personally just so I can get the.
Hi, I'm Phil. I'd like a chocolate bar. Okay, there it is. You got the golden ticket. No, but that's I don't know. It's
a good idea.
Something that could happen.
Yeah.
You never know unless you ask, right?
Yeah.
So.
No, that's a good idea.
Jolene, by the way, says, "I'm free.
No kids at home." That's my
wife. I wonder if she knows what the hell to do with herself this morning.
Well, she'll be busy. She doesn't. She still works.
Would you ever do that? You ever have like you have the same routine, right, for years and years and years, and all of a sudden that routine stops.
Yeah.
And it's all and it comes to a complete halt.
Yep.
And you sit there and go, shit, what am I doing?
Yeah. I think as long as I know Jolene,
I've done that.
I've never seen her sit and just take time for herself ever. She's busy.
Yeah.
Always. So I'm glad she has some free time.
It's the roller skating background.
That's right. Professional roller
probably at the skate park, learn how to skateboard.
The one skater.
The triple Lindy.
But so the same day travel basketball is at the schools, and you'll see that information coming out.
Cleaning and fixing walls.
Oh yes. See, it's funny because like she's like I apologize to her dad. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not the man of the house, because like she fixes everything.
Yeah.
She'll go and fix walls and all that stuff too, and put up sheetrock and everything that goes with it.
What?
Taping.
Yeah.
See, I don't know how to do any of that.
The sheetrock's easy to put up. It's the taping that's the hard part. The seams and all that stuff. That's an art form in itself.
When I come home, she'll probably do hundreds of dollars worth of work to the house that will be free because she's doing it on her own. Like, that's just the type of lady she is. Like, she's a good.
I can change a light bulb.
I can sometimes.
You can? Could you help me with that, actually? I'm trying to figure that out for weeks.
I actually believe I'm not going to install a ceiling fan.
Can you?
I can't. It's about all I know how to do.
Nice.
I'm impressed.
I can restart the boiler. Oh, we tripped the switch. Okay, I'll go get it. I can mow the lawn even though I don't want to.
Yeah, she'll be busy. But for the travel basketball, it's any athlete. Feel free to try out. It's free to try out. If you make the team, you get a jersey. It's a professional reversible jersey, and we pay for all the fees. So I think it's $140, which sounds a lot, but the uniform's $100 of that, and it's yours to keep. So if you make it the next year, you have your own jersey already. So now you're only paying $40.
Mm-hmm.
But jerseys are very expensive and they're high quality because I learned something last year when I talked to Miss Lou, who's the principal at the middle school.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I heard Griswold's going against Ledyard. He lives in Ledyard. He said, yeah, my son's on the travel team. And he said it's the top 12 best players in the town is that team. And it made me think oh no, we have more than one team, which means we're a little bit watered down. So this year I put with the mission to make the most absolute best competitive teams we have. And then that will be the travel aspect. And then the recreation is for everybody, so now you have two different paths to go on, which is nice.
Dennis says, talk to Walmart about donating candy.
Thank you. Yeah, they do gift cards too. It's a good idea. Thanks, Dennis.
So get a gift card and then redeem it for candy?
Yep. Yeah.
I don't know.
They have a grant application too.
Yeah.
Through their corporate site.
It's a good suggestion. Yeah, Dennis usually has good suggestions.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dennis, do you know this is not Dennis from around here?
Oh, it's Dennis. I know him.
Okay. Dennis, you and Phil are BFFs apparently.
Go way back.
Way back. All right, what's next? I'm gonna let you pick it because if I go through, you'll go, no, let's do something else.
Next is
Vampire.
Next is the little walkthrough. Yeah.
Vampire walk and talk.
Which I am so glad, honestly, that just really from a business standpoint, that the rec department has kind of like really grabbed a hold of the
Yeah.
whole vampire thing, because that is something that is so untapped.
Oh God,
Sure.
I don't know.
It is so untapped.
And again, I don't want to get into the other side of this, but I don't know why economic development doesn't focus on this and brand the heck out of it, because it would be amazing. But with that said, I'm going to do the best I can. So like, even for like all the social media stuff, we're on X, well, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. We're on every platform you can be on. I don't know if we're the only department in town that does that, but we are very focused on social media. And a lot of what we do is just trying to brand, because in other towns, Parks and Rec are kind of the tourism marketing group for that. You know, if you look at Salem, a lot of the stuff that comes out of Salem is through their recreation. It's not Park and Rec. It's just.
But you want to know
rec.
something? When to give you how marketing is powerful.
Mhm.
When you say Salem, I don't think Salem, Connecticut.
Right? You think
Sure.
witches?
Sure.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
Salem, Mass.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, and that's the thing. Jute City could have that
Vampires.
same.
could have that same enigma
Right.
right here, and it's just laying there waiting.
Yeah,
You know,
and businesses are looking for a reason
Yeah.
to come together. And if you picked like a week in October that this is Vampire Week, everybody merges for 1 week out of the year. Then that grows into more.
you could do this honestly from mid-August right through the end of November.
Yeah, I mean, look
You
at
could
Disney.
bleed that right through.
Disney
I know.
markets
I know.
Halloween in it was August. They started putting out their stuff for Halloween.
Yeah.
So again, it starts with little steps. That's what we're doing here with Walk and Talks, and the Ray
Ray
cartoon
family.
on everything.
Yeah.
Just trying to include. We did this years ago with that Phil was hugely part of before he was full time, was the scavenger hunt around town that you'd go up, scan a QR code, and it'll tell you the history. Phil was talking about the vampires, and same thing, same idea.
When you walk around like Salem, Mass,
Mhm.
there are posters
Yeah.
or flyers with QR codes
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
basically do the same thing that you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Like Wayne, what do you think? I mean, I'm only a man, by the way, and there's the same thing with Ryan and Phil. What would you do? As far as economic development when it comes to this whole vampire thing.
Well, marketing is, like I said, it entails a lot of advertising and getting the word out. We don't have a lot of people in our boards and our town hall that are really good with a lot of the social media platforms and things like that. Basically, because of our age, I'm not either.
Yeah.
So
You
talked about the EDC. So you look at the EDC, and they're all good people. They all mean well, but I don't think any of them really know.
Maybe it's time to hire a marketing.
Well, I was getting to that point,
Yeah.
because that's what they're doing up in Plainfield. They got a 22, 23-year-old woman up there now, and she knows how to market. She knows how to utilize social media. She knows how to get things out there. She's talking to all the businesses around. That's where you would start. She also was the grant writer.
Yeah, Kayla.
So-
The school.
We should talk to Keila Hedman and
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like I was lucky. I worked for Miranda Creative. I was in a marketing company for 3 years.
Yep.
And I was branding, doing all that stuff, and I just brought that to the table here
Yeah.
in town. But not everybody has that background,
Right.
And,
So,
I'm not
if-
doing it for the whole town either. I got
Right.
enough stuff to
No,
do.
I'm just saying I agree with you wholeheartedly, and there are some of us that are doing some research to go that path and present that to the Board of Finance, the Board of Selectmen, to put that in their next budget. That we need to do that, and we need to justify to the town that how much money these people are bringing in for grants, and being able to help the town grow and go after a lot of this kind of stuff and make Griswold more visible outside of our town. So that we get more revenue and more tourism and more business interests, stuff like that. I know there's some interest down 164 of what we're being told because of what's going on down there. But, you can also look at the empty buildings we got down Main Street here that we need to really get people involved in filling in.
Right.
You have to. Well, see, the thing is that you got to look at what's going on, and say, is there anything in Jewett City that people need to come here for?
Yeah.
There's not.
No,
there's not one thing.
The only thing I've ever gotten for feedback, and this is a lot, is people would plan their campground, because there's a lot of campgrounds.
Yeah.
They would plan their campground visits around what we do in the park and what Foxwoods does. So they're putting us in the same capsule as Foxwoods. Like, that's pretty amazing by itself. But like, I've heard from families that we're coming to visit because of Youthopia. That this was years ago. I've always heard every year, because it's been steady, Spooktopia. It's always October. We always go there in October. So there's something to that. And that's why a lot of towns' marketing is done through the rec departments, because they're scheduling the reason to come into town for.
And we have something extremely unique.
Yeah, extremely unique. That's everywhere. In the History Channel, they talk about it everywhere.
And it's right there. It's right there.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And if you want to connect that to business, the last walking tour we did last year, what did they do after the walking tour? They walked across the street to Uncle Cranky's. The group went to Uncle Cranky's.
And spent money.
It's amazing. That's what we want to do for town. But yeah, if you're trying to start on something like that, I would highly recommend reaching out to Maria Miranda. She's the one that owns the company, and asking for a quote, because she can give you a quote with what the directive would be. And that's what you'd use to start the conversation with actually funding it. And she supports nonprofits all the time. So she's not going to give you a high price just because. She's really supportive of the chambers and things like that. So.
Yep.
It just tweaks me, because.
Have we ever done anything like that before?
What's that?
You know what I'm getting to.
Oh.
So
Nowadays.
I'm with you. Anything you can get people interested in the town and bring people down the street, and Uncle Cranky's, and it's unfortunate we don't have a lot of even Brewitt City when they're open and stuff like that. Just get small businesses and things like that.
And that's from a
see, what did you mention? 2 bars.
Yeah.
Right. And if
we really you really don't have a lot, but this town could use a lot more.
But then again, who's gonna? This is another conversation altogether. Let's talk about who's going to participate and who's not going to participate.
Yeah.
Right.
And jump in. Right. Honestly, Brewitt City, they're not going to jump in. I've talked to them a million times about things, and I've talked to other businesses, and they're going, "What's Brewitt City doing? Nothing."
Yeah.
They do their thing, and they're happy with what they're doing their thing, and it's a nice place. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But when it comes to them, and there's not just them, there's a ton of other businesses. They just don't want to support it. They want to open up from 9 to 5, and then they want to go home, and that's it. They don't want anything to do with anything else.
Yeah, and when we do the Main Street events,
and then they wonder why the hell nothing's going on.
Right.
Yeah.
And we've tried it when there was everything. Every store had a storefront, and there's a couple businesses that closed early because we're doing something on Main Street. So
what about in general? They'll close early just because maybe no business that day.
Right. Which
is a business killer, because if people know, well, are they open? I don't know.
Yeah.
And then looking at Main Street now, it's really hard for me to want to do a family event when you can buy alcohol, get a tattoo, get a vape, go to a bar, all in the same day, and a massage, So the idea is, how do we make Main Street into a family town? I don't know, but maybe we can run events for older, adults and up. But that's the thing. This is it's a really big challenge for us as a rec department to do anything on Main Street anymore. It really is. That's just the truth of it. So now we take in what we have and we navigate and adapt to what it is. And now we're focusing on more Park, Hopeville, trying to get outside.
Yeah. So why not do more things up on North Main Street?
You could, but then Brewitt City and Dean's has always been great to us. Brewitt City sponsored youth basketball this year. It was a huge help.
They did, yeah.
Forget that. I'm talking about running an event instead of Main Street. doing something, closing a part of North Main Street.
I always wondered if the school would be able to, the St. Mary's would be able to be used. Because if that was an option for parking, we could do anything in that area.
What, the school?
Yeah, where it was St. Mary's was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Is that North Main? Am I
That
saying
is.
that?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to make
Yep.
sure I was thinking the right way. So I think of this stuff all the time. I'm like, what could be? Because I went to Louisville years ago with one of my friends who lived there, and they shut down their main street and they had a bicycle day, not a bike night. I'm not saying that word. The bicycle
Bike
day.
night. We need
Yeah,
bike
I
night.
know.
We have to. I'm saying it.
But the kids were riding
gotta be back.
tricycles and bicycles down Main Street. Everybody was having fun. But there's stores. There's places to go. Again,
We
you've
don't have
seen it
that.
in tourism areas.
Two of our biggest businesses aren't open past noon. It's Dean's and Charlene's.
Do you think? Well, then shit. Let's just start things at 4 a.m.
Right?
You know, come on, kids, let's go. Let's do this before school. Ride your
Yeah.
bike. Come on.
Like you said, go
But if you
go get a scotch. Go get a vape.
come on,
It's
Johnny,
like, oh my God.
smoke up.
It's just tough, and it's sad because I ended this picture like the sunflower stroll. The last year I got rained out. We've never been so wet in our life, but every year prior was so great. Like the vendors had a great time. It was a good rapport. People were looking forward to it. That's when we had a stage on Main Street with I think Red Light, and then we had Fever play. I would love to go back to do that, but it's really challenging to do that with what we have right now. So I have to be a realist.
Bruce says, he's actually from the Willimantic area, says you should try something like Willimantic does their third Thursday.
Yeah, we just don't have stores. Like Willimantic has things to do. They have a beautiful green there, a beautiful amphitheater they built.
Yeah,
it's a great place to be a rec director, honestly. But again, it takes a lot of work to go and do something like that. Like Putnam does their first Fridays or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's easy to do because businesses run that. It's not the rec department that runs that. It's the businesses that actually make money or profit from people showing up. So there's skin in the game.
Yeah.
There's a reason to do it. We don't have that here. We don't have skin in the game, like from business standpoint. Whereas Putnam, they all are open. They're all making
Yeah,
profit.
they got stores all along that street,
So
Right.
restaurants.
I
It's
get
crazy.
it, but what we got to do is we've got to give people a reason to come here. So even if we don't have all that stuff right now, why can't we have events
On
to
Main
bring
Street?
yes and to bring people in? I mean, I said something foolish one night, every night, but I said, why don't we just put a Ferris wheel on Main Street?
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
You know what I mean? Or,
Yeah.
or a couple of things, even for like a day, wheel it in because they just come in by a truck, or whatever.
Well, Ferris wheel takes setup.
Right,
I've
but
seen it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or something like that. Or
Right.
put it in Anthony's. No, that's not going to work.
Listen, I mean, you can do anything, right? It's just, is it worth the investment?
Walgreens. I'm
Yeah.
sure they'd allow it. Sorry, if they would.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a tough thing. And as a person that grew up in Jewett City all my life, on the same street he lives on, which is really weird that both people live
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
same street.
It's part of the vetting process.
You have to be from Mechanic Street. Sorry. But it's just sad that we can't, we don't do that. But the thing is, it helps us encourage thinking out of the box more. Having Youthtopia with fireworks and a food festival.
Those are great things.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Those
Yep.
are really great events. And I think Griswold Youth and Family Services, I think you maximize everything you can with what you got.
Mhm.
But I think there's got to be other people and other things with skin in the game
Right.
to go ahead and create things because and I know, right? We had a lot of people just kind of crossing their arms going, well, I don't know what to do. Shouldn't do this because it costs this or costs that. Or we're going to bring in the undesirables or whatever.
Yeah, how much is it going to cost? How much is it going to cost?
Right. Okay.
That's
Is the glass
that's what
half
we
full
hear.
or is it
Yeah.
half empty? Right.
Yeah. Hey, how much? The question should be:
How much you gonna make?
How much
Yeah.
you going to make?
Yeah.
What's going to be the positive out of it?
And
Exactly.
We're at an advantage that we're not trying to make a profit. We're breaking even. So it's easier for us to do stuff. But
Why
when-
not have a food festival? everybody wants food,
right? Which is what we're
You know?
doing, but it's in May.
huh?
It's in May 2017.
Right, but that's
Yeah.
okay. I mean, where's it going to be? Down the youth center? I mean, down the park, or
The park, because you're gonna have the fireworks, you're gonna have the Youthtopia, which would be a smaller footprint, and then all the rest is gonna be food trucks.
what about things over by the town garage?
You could, but then it's a parking issue. There's not enough space for parking. Like they do a yard sale there that it works for parking, but if you're bringing in food trucks and the garbages, and then you need your clients to park somewhere to go to the food trucks and maybe sit and eat things like that, it just there's not a big enough room. If Gears like something like that had a huge opening, we could definitely do that. I really hope down the line, once how Gears use up all their sand, eventually
Sure.
it's going to be clear. I really hope they bring in a fair. I hope they create their own Griswold fair using all that land. They'll make a fortune and profit, but more importantly, it'll bring something special to our town. And they have the lot size to do it. Like we don't have that much room to do things. We kind of make do with what we got.
We kind of talked about this already a little bit, but Erica says do it at the schools with food trucks and pop-ups.
Right. With the schools is a different. It's a
different animal.
It's a different. And the reason is cleanup, policing. The fire department is hugely supportive of everything we do. I'm sure we'll be fine with them. But the problem is there's so much junk, crap, issues that we had at our other events that if we bring that to the Board of Education and it goes wrong, we're never going to use that school again. Like, I don't want to hurt, like, they're so good to us that I don't want to ever set us up to fail when it comes to the Board of Ed. And that would probably happen because you now have to have a ton of police on, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
But you're paying $160 an hour times 4 hours at a minimum of 6 police to cover that much area. And I don't have a budget for that. And sponsorships, we could raise money through sponsorships, but that's a lot of money to cover to start at nothing, right? So,
yeah.
And again, the Board of Ed is great to us, and I don't ever want to make them reluctant to let Parks and Rec use their
because they are great, which I will say, I mean, like, there are positives in all of this too, in the sense that, like, I mean, obviously there's certain things that we cannot do, but the town itself is a canvas that provides a lot that we can do and a lot that we are doing. I mean, there's reasons why we can't do certain things that involve certain businesses, but a lot of what we do does still involve businesses. Businesses are sponsoring our programs because we have a lot of businesses that are, pro Parks and Rec and want to support the kids and things like that. Businesses will sponsor our events and things like that. We have the schools and we've done events at the schools. We've done programming at the schools and stuff like that. We have these beautiful parks in town that we're using and things like that. So there's things that there's things that other towns will be able to do just because of certain conditions that they have that are existing there. But working with the essence of what Griswold is and what Griswold has to offer, which is a lot, that's kind of part of the puzzle and part of the joy of Parks and Rec, of Griswold Parks and Rec, is that it is essentially a Griswold department. And what we're doing is essentially Griswold stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And the campus is beautiful too, and I don't want to even have a risk to do anything wrong. Like if you bring carnival, the idea is I would like to do the carnival there, but we're going to take a break from the carnival for a little bit. But also you have to think, what are the effects of these large scale carnival rides on the asphalt? Sure. It's going to tear it up.
It ripped the park
it destroys the park, but it grows back.
I know.
And
it doesn't take long either.
Right, yeah. And I don't think people understand that if you put heavy machinery that tears up now asphalt, you're now paying to repave, which is very expensive. And our campus it's kind of like a golden standard. I don't want to ruin it. It's so nice and supports everybody in this town. It's an idea, but there's a lot that goes behind it that you have to think about with what could go wrong. And if you're not thinking about that, you're not doing your job right. So.
Dawn says CT Connect networking group would be interested in to collaborate.
Oh, awesome!
On ideas. So
what's our next commission meeting? You should come to our
16th?
commission meeting.
That's what I was.
16th?
So we both had it in our
Yeah.
heads, so that must be it then. Yeah.
September 16th, dawn.
Yes.
Please
We're-
come.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
at 7:00 at the youth center. It's our rec commission meeting.
That could be a very busy meeting.
Yeah, we have
Well, Frank Carfano, hopefully will be able to make it too about something that is in the works. So for next
Yeah.
year.
so,
Erica says, I have never ever complained about the trash that comes in my yard after your programs.
oh, well, thank you.
So there you
I appreciate that.
go. I think personally, just kind of watching things in the last 8 years, and Wayne, tell me if you've seen anything like this in the last few weeks. Because you only been here a minute, man.
Sorry, I didn't click.
No. Do you feel, because I do, when it comes to supporting events, and I don't mean just the town, but I mean really just the area, the general area, we're all worried about what we can't do instead of what we can do.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, that's the way I kind of look at the way that whole, let's say, canvas is around here. And I think you guys pull off the impossible,
Mm.
you know,
Thank you.
and no, you do. I mean,
Yeah.
really, I
He
mean,
said that years ago. He's like, you enter with one idea and like it's done, and you finish it. And you're like, what did we just do? Like, we
Yeah.
just made all this happen.
adult rec basketball.
Yeah. From nothing.
See, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
You just said from nothing.
Yep.
So why can't we do other events or other things, either just town related that have nothing to do with Griswold Rec?
Right.
You know what I mean? Just to do. I mean, because we all sit and we bitch, right?
Yeah.
You know, we ain't got this, we ain't got that, and town ain't doing this, and that's not doing that, or whatever. So why don't we just do it ourselves?
Yeah.
And you know why I say that? And I'm not going to do it again, but Hillfest. The first Hillfest we did had a tremendous amount of people.
Yeah.
It was, the place was packed.
And you don't know
Food trucks
how,
everywhere. I mean,
Yeah. And you know, from my standpoint, you don't know how good it was to hear that somebody else is doing something. You know, like All Paws on Deck. They did their event a couple weeks ago. The church from Plainfield, like a Lighthouse Church.
Yeah.
I'm so happy when other organizations step up and do stuff, because it's not like it's taking the weight off of us. It's just showing how important things like social get-togethers or outreaches, we call them, is to a community. I would love to see people do that. GSC Savings Bank last year, we had our staff. We helped them put together that big event with Red Light.
Mm-hmm.
How amazing was that a bank stood up and supported the community through a single event?
Right.
So
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a concert. It doesn't have to be,
Mhm.
can be a craft event.
right.
You know,
PTOs. I mean, PTOs are amazing. What they do, the volunteerism they have, and the effect they have on their kids in the school system.
whatever. Yeah. Paint nights are still, I mean, they're a thing, you know.
Yeah, brush
Why
and
not
board and
paint night in the park, you know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Any other thing that you want to bring up? You know, that's
Center.
coming up, because we kind of
Oh, yeah.
deviated a little
Go
bit.
ahead. It's kind of the most important thing.
Oh, look at that! Save it for the end here.
So, of course, today is the first day of school. So, congratulations, everyone who is going back. You know,
You made
and
it back.
Yes. But on top of that, it's also the first day back at the Griswold Youth Center. So we're going to be open after school today. A lot of kids already signed up. And, if you're still interested in signing up, it's a pretty easy process, especially given the fact that a lot of the families that do end up signing up at some point in the year have already registered with us with other programming.
Yeah.
So it's like a couple clicks basically, and they're all signed up and they have to sign a few things. But yeah, the Griswold Youth Center will be open today. So looking forward to seeing some returning faces, some new faces as well. And should be great.
You have a bunch of fifth graders totally excited to be able to go
Really?
to youth center. Yes. So I'm just looking forward to that. And, our eighth graders, our seventh graders move up, and then our eighth graders move up. But they're always welcome to come back too.
Yep.
So it's not like once you're in high school, you're kicked out.
Yeah.
We love having people come back.
Wayne signed up.
I hope
He's ready to go.
to come in there. It's just
Paint by numbers day.
We
Numbers?
do
Yes.
little programs and things like that or special activities too that we'll be advertising throughout the year too. So like I know last year a lot Mystic Seaport would come and do programming and stuff like that, and we've had artists come and do programs. So yeah, I mean there could be paint by numbers with Wayne Day.
Yeah.
It could be.
Absolutely. Yeah.
good.
You could walk around going, "I'm running for office. Let's paint." You could run it as a campaign thing. Who knows if you ever run again? So who knows?
There's also 2 new programs. 4-H.
Yep.
We're starting our own 4-H chapter. That Phil and Mark Canoyer, who used to be my position, he actually hired me. He works for Yukon Extension 4-H. We're going to do that. That's going to be throughout the whole school year. You can sign up for that. All this information will be on our on our Facebook, website, social media, X, whatever you want to call it. Probably tomorrow, or if not Monday, with enrollment options.
Yeah.
And the other thing that we're trying is hip hop dance class.
You tried that last year, didn't you?
Yeah, it was
something?
late though.
Okay.
We tried it late and didn't give it enough time to breathe. So we're going to promote it day 1, which is today, and then it's going to be running the whole year. So last time we kind of put it out there quickly, and I don't think people grabbed onto it, or they were enrolled in other stuff.
Yeah.
But it's Wednesdays. It's 14 sessions for $120.
Come on, Wayne. Let's take the
$110
hip hop
so.
dance class.
Oh yeah.
And the cool
I'll be
thing-
limping into the show one morning.
The cool thing is their showcase is going to be at Youthtopia. So they're going to be building their dance program
Gotcha.
to dance on stage right before the fireworks at Youthtopia, which is pretty cool.
We could break dance like the Australians.
Nope. We could probably do better.
She got no points, man.
That is
No
a
points.
crazy story.
Well, oh,
Her husband and all, like, oh man, it's crazy.
I kind of feel bad for her.
Well, which part? Like her husband
Just-
started the nonprofit, and then you didn't hear this?
No.
Google it. So apparently, she was in charge of picking the select people going, and she picked it herself over a number of people who probably would have done better. And her husband is the chairman. You read it's ridiculous, but there's a petition against. Yeah, I won't talk about Australia, but it's crazy. From a recreation,
She's got a PhD. This woman is.
She went to
Yeah. You ever heard of Bob Menery?
No.
no.
Or Bob Menery is he's a sportscaster,
Mhm.
but he also has a social media platform
Mhm.
where he takes clips of things
Yeah.
and he talks over it.
Mhm.
You know, he does his own commentary, and it's hilarious and it's inappropriate. And he did one with her.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And she's doing this. And he goes, "My God, there it is right now. She's about to do her favorite move. It's called the seizure."
Oh, jeez.
But yeah. So
Yeah.
it's anyway.
It's
That's
just
he's
funny.
very, 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 very funny. Everybody has. She has fallen prey to. Oh,
Everybody.
Even look at you. Even
Right.
you just went like this.
That's all I can think of. I love the
the
fish.
kangaroo.
thing.
Yeah.
But our dancing will be better. But it's cool, and the awesome thing about this program, it's co-ed, of course, and it's right after school, so you stay at the school, and then you meet in the CAF, and then they get picked up after it's over. I think it's 4 o'clock or so.
Very good.
Or 4:30.
You guys gotta come on more often. You should come in
There's
like
so much. I really think we should, because almost every other week we could be announcing something.
Yeah.
even if like you came on like every other week, even virtually, do the rec center report or something.
Yeah.
Rec Center report.
Huh?
Well, remember the Phil, your the report, the podcast you did?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
That was cool.
with the kids. Yeah.
Yeah. So, who knows?
Once upon a time.
Do it. I mean, if you have time. I mean,
Well, no, I said sorry. I said once upon a time. Yeah.
That's about the time.
But yeah, if I guess if there's time. But yeah.
Phil, thank you very much for coming in.
Yeah, good to see you.
I didn't call you full time Phil once.
Because he is, because of them.
You still can.
Everybody-
There's still time.
Yes, and of course Ryan.
You got it.
And thank you to Jolene for doing stuff around the house because nobody's home.
Thanks to Dennis.
And Dennis, Dennis. See, Dennis, that's what happens when you participate. You get Phil's love and affection.
That's right.
Because they're buds. Dennis is in Utah.
We go way back.
Way back.
Way back. But so
Our bonds reach across state lines.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter, right?
it's a little bit late, but August 21st was Jolie and I's 14th anniversary. So I just want to say happy anniversary because it's so late.
Nothing like a self-plug, right?
That's right. But I want to
happy
give her
belated anniversary.
as much credit as possible because she deserves it. And now she's free. So it's good.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Thanks for tuning on in. We appreciate you guys. Tomorrow, we have a really cool show. We're going to have a high school freshman named Nino and a few other kids, or one of him and actually some more adults. Saturday, he's leading up an event that they're going to be filling up a bus of all kinds of stuff that you can bring, and they're going to drive the bus literally to Guatemala.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah, the bus has been bought and purchased, and it's going to be at TIA Insurance in that Kevin Trahan's area. Right there, the bus is going to be there. And you can fill it up, and
that's awesome.
What's his name?
Wow.
Nino.
I wonder if it's
what's his last name.
I don't know.
He might he might have gone through our programming actually, like our summer camp.
So and they're literally going to drive it all the way down California, down.
Wow, that's awesome.
So he's going to be on the show. Some other people. Kevin Trahan's going to be here, really just to kind of introduce it, because Kevin is like, it's like I want to help out him, but I don't want any pats on the back.
Right.
I'm going to go over here and whatever. He's just a really good guy.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be tomorrow. That's going to be, I think, a really, really cool show, because you can go there from 9 to 12 on Saturday and they're going to talk about what they need.
Sure.
What they're looking for.
Yep.
And they just want to fill the bus and drive it down to Guatemala.
It's amazing. Cool.
Yeah, it is. So we will see you tomorrow with that show. And guys, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thanks there, Wayne.
I'm waking up now.
Thanks again always to the Burns Agency for supporting everything that we do. And of course, Strain Family Motors as well. Those are we really appreciate. Well, it's just everybody, them, Eastern Connecticut Savings Bank, Griswold Pride, Dean's Corner Diner, Jewett City Savings Bank, Griswold Central Dental.
Central Dental.
Central Dental. It goes on, and we really appreciate all of you guys for supporting what we do here, so we can bring this type of information to the community, so people can watch. Because it's funny, because like in the podcasting realm, you do the show, even if you do it live, you get X amount of people, that will go ahead and participate in the show. But what happens afterwards is crazy. So like our psychic show gets between 3,000 and 4,000 views a week.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Between through all all the formats and all the different social networks. So
They'll be back next week.
They'll be back next week.
Next Thursday.
Yeah. But they're doing school kids stuff today. So
they're sending their grandkids off to school today.
Yeah.
Just like I did.
That's right. Yeah.
Earlier.
Did you cry?
No, I held
So
back
that's
a
a
little
yes.
bit. I held back a little bit, but it's tough seeing them. It just grows so fast. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And then you see on Facebook the memories from like 3 years ago of the same kid that's in front of you, and you're like, crazy.
Yeah, I do the same thing with Rihanna. I see stuff and it's like, where did it go?
Yeah.
She's 17 now.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
I remember when that happened with my own.
I don't know what to say, Phil. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you real soon right here on SNSN.
Better with Burns. Much better. So much better with Burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better with Burns. You buy better at Burns. You buy better.
Let's face it, most of our expenses are on the rise, but your insurance doesn't have to be one of them. The Burns Agency can quote your home, auto, business insurance with any of our 30-plus top-rated insurance companies. Let's be sure you're getting the best available pricing with quality service from experienced staff. Call, email, or visit us online to see what the Burns Agency can do for you. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.